I am delighted. This is the product of some very hard work over more than a year. I commend the programme teams, and we've invested quite a lot of money in the joint working here. We've got around 30 business cases, 30 different areas of common working, and we've now reached a point where, in terms of commitment, a number of business cases and risk and cultural alignment and an understanding that we can work together, we've got to this point at which we can announce a strategic alliance, and I am absolutely delighted. This force has delivered very substantial savings over the last 4 years, 50 odd million out of a £300 million budget. The government has effectively said do it again. The funding gap is around 41 million. We'll fill all but 29 of that from reserves. So the funding gap, for all intents and purposes, is around 29 million. Working with Dorset will bring in, as a minimum, around £12 million to be split between the Dorset policing area and the Devon and Cornwall policing area on a funding split 70%, 30% in favour of Devon and Cornwall. And that is a substantial sum that will enable us to offset the impact of these government savings. We hope very much, as we take business case by business case, to actually force more savings out of that. Of course, we are concerned with service delivery, so we need to make these savings so that we can offset the cuts that the government are making on us and make sure that we do everything in our power to place emphasis on frontline policing and sustain an effective policing service across 2 policing areas. Most importantly, and this has been something that we've had to place emphasis on, that we have a clear business approach to this, because there will be new relationships with industry in this work that we're doing with Dorset. We have encountered some resistance to that in policing. This is a cultural thing in policing, and I think the 2 PCCs working together with their chief constables have now got over that hurdle, and I'm delighted about that, because it opens the gates to a good business approach to a public service that is not normally business related. Policing is not a business, it's a calling, but we need to keep our business heads on, and I think we're doing very well in that regard. We've reached a strategic alliance based on cultural similarities, policing similarities. We're both coastal policing areas. We have urban and rural issues to deal with. We have found many similarities between the 2 forces, and we are now working together very well indeed.